Hello, welcome to the Vatican Batman YouTube channel. I am the Vatican Batman, and today we're going over, could war be justified with Iran? So we went over Trump and Pope, just war theory in the last video. So today, I just wanted to open the question up, be a bit more broad. Could war with Iran in general be justified? And answer the question, which I don't think I got onto yesterday, is Trump's war actually justified? I was lacking a little bit of research. I've put a bit of research into this video, so hopefully the facts are just things should be a little bit more cleaner, smoother, and tightened up around the edges. Anyway, let's go. So the crimes of Iran. So the Iranian government have been funding terrorist organizations such as Hezbollah, Hamas, evil organizations. Obviously, this goes against any good. It is intrinsically evil. Terrorist organizations are pretty self-explanatory evil. So funding of terrorist organizations is not a good thing, and it could constitute war or just war. The government has also done other evil things, attacking civilians for protesting. 3,000 reportedly officially by Iran are dead, but people and experts say the numbers could exceed 30,000. So Iran are not good. Iran are evil, directly harm life, do evil things, and they commit horrendous acts in opposition to any moral standards that anyone should hold. Christians in Iran also are heavily persecuted, extremely distressing and abhorrent ways. We must continue to pray for them, as well as all under persecution, under suffering in the Iran war. Could war be justified? Well, for war to be just, we go into the Catechism. Paragraph 2309 says the strict conditions for legitimate defense by military force. Now, yeah, this is about defense, but it can be applied. Require rigorous consideration. The gravity of such decision makes it subject to rigorous conditions of moral legitimacy at one and the same time. The damage inflicted by the aggressor on the nation or community of nations must be lasting, grave, and certain. All other means of putting an end to it must have been shown to be impractical or ineffective. There must be serious prospects of success. The use of arms must not produce evils and disorders graver than the evil to be eliminated. The power of modern means of destruction weighs very heavily in evaluating this condition. I thought that was modern. My eyes have played tricks on me there. We also look at Augustine's requirements, as we went over in the last video. So, to address a real moral wrong, typically punishing wrongdoing, defending the innocent, restoring peace and order, or as a tool to restrain sin in a fallen world, but not as a means of conquest or revenge. We also go to paragraph 2243, armed resistance to oppression. So this is people resisting an oppressive authority or political authority, but it can also be applied to America or another country doing a similar sort of thing. Is not legitimate unless all following conditions are met: grave, prolonged violation of fundamental rights, which there is. All other means of redress have been exhausted. We'll go on to that. Such resistance will not provoke worse disorders. There is a well-founded hope of success, and it is impossible reasonably to foresee any better solution. So, is Trump's war justified? Well, the Trump administration laid out their reasonings for war. They want to destroy Iran's missile capabilities, annihilate Iran's navy, preventing Iran from developing nuclear weapons. Now, them three, they seem like good reasons, but also I think America needs to stay consistent, and other countries, if we want to stop Iran's missile capabilities or nuclear weapons or navy, then other countries must give up their navy and missile capabilities and nuclear weapons. You can't have one without the other. So for that, they don't seem like they fall into just war category. I mean, if you disagree, put it down in the comments. But for me, this last one, ensuring the regime can't continue to arm, fund, or direct terrorist armies outside its borders. Now that's good. This, it meets Augustine's requirements of defending the innocent, restoring order, restraining sin. But like I said, the other reasons fail to meet the requirements. Again, the prevention of using and developing weapons restrains sin, but the US, if they want to stay consistent, they must give up their arms. Now, that's probably another topic on arms and weapons. What's the sort of deal with those? Our country's allowed them from a Catholic perspective. I'll look into that. I'll definitely take some research. It's also important to look at how Trump has been acting during the war. We've seen his tweets. I mean, we know the tweets he's had with the Pope, but we've also seen his tweets about threatening to annihilate civilizations overnight. These are people. These are civilians. And he's threatening to wipe them out. That is not justified. That is not justifiable. If we go to 2309, the last requirement there, the use of arms must not produce evils and disorders greater than the evil to be eliminated. And we go also to number 3, such resistance will not provoke worse disorders. I'd argue that annihilating civilizations is just as bad, if not worse, than Iran's crimes. Now, again, I don't want to take away from the gravity of what Iran are doing, because what they are doing are things which are completely abhorrent and should not be justified, should not be, accepted. So this brings me to my final verdicts. War with Iran can be justified, considering the evils which they've committed. But there is a few things we need to consider. War should not be a first case scenario, but a worst case scenario. So we shouldn't go in straight for war just because Iran are doing these things. We do need to exhaust every single option we have to stop Iran doing these evils. If none of it works and the only option is war, then let it be so. But I don't know. Could more be done in more peaceful ways? Do we have to go straight to war? It's definitely a tricky one. I mean, I think there's still things we could do, possibly. There's still dialogue that could be had. There's still other means and alternatives of restraining evil which could be done. But others may argue different. You may argue different. Again, put it down in the comments. I want to hear this. I want interesting thoughts. I want to hear what other people think. Just don't make it all rowdy and shouty and I'm right, you're wrong. Keep respect. Again, the current war doesn't seem to fit within just war category. The requirements aren't fully met, and Trump's motives just seem off a little bit. His personal motives. Again, knowing Trump, he does like to wind up. He does like to, be a bit of a. I don't know what word to use, but I think you could probably fill in a blank. So it doesn't seem like he personally is fully. His motives aren't in the right place. Again, it's important to us to pray for all those who are suffering, for peace to be found in the world. And again, may peace be with the Iranian or Persian people all around the world, but specifically in Iran, and just all of us affected by war and persecutions and suffering. I mean, the Iran war isn't the only war going on. There's other wars, other persecutions which are going on around the world, and we must shed light on that. Nigeria, the Ukraine-Russia war is still going on. There's probably so many other wars and persecution that we don't even know of because they're not being mentioned. So it's definitely important for us to be vigilant and to try and raise awareness as much as we can, and do our duty as Catholics, which then takes on to this last one. What can we do? Prayers and action. So rosary intentions, pray for the world, pray for those who are suffering, pray that the leaders may look for the most peaceful option. Donate if you can, if you're in the right place to do so. Donate to CAFOD, other charities which are helping around the world. Make sure, obviously, that the money's going to the right place. But yeah, God bless you all. Please, please, please pray for me as I'm praying for you all. I pray that you all enjoy the rest of your day, night, and God bless. And I guess I'll see you in the next video.